Welcome to the Fantasy Professionals. I'm your host, Cody Askins, sitting here with my co-host, Dallas Keithley. We're both of Secure Insurance Group, and we are back and happy it's Friday at 3 o'clock again.
Absolutely. Staying cool in the palatial Jock 98.7 studios.
That's right.
And just loving life. If you're working out there, it's time to take a break. It's time to sit down, enjoy some cool weather, and listen to the Fantasy Professionals.
Grab some ice-cold water.
Yes, sir.
Hop in a recliner if you're not driving.
Yeah.
Turn on your radio.
Turn it up and listen to the Fantasy Professionals. Tell your boss we said so.
Yeah. He'll be cool with it.
We got this. Busy week in sports, man.
It is. It's been a busy day. We've had a lot of cool, big news come out recently. Really.
We were preparing for the show all week, and then everything that we're going to talk about happens today. So it just goes to show that the Boy Scouts had it all wrong. You gotta procrastinate.
And Dallas he's probably one of the best radio hosts at prepping for a show. I mean, he preps all week.
You're too kind.
He does a phenomenal job of prepping, outlining. I mean, he does a ton of research because he wants to bring a great show to you guys. But, I mean, today he shook a little things up a little bit.
We did. I just like fantasy football.
Well,
you give me fantasy football to prep on, I'll prep on all the time.
Absolutely.
But, Le'Veon Bell, what is he thinking?
He's trying to shake up everyone's draft again. And you know what? Some people have actually drafted. You know they have.
And this is why we've been saying it from the beginning. Don't have your draft until after preseason. September, I think ours is September 4th, something like that.
September 4th, right before the September 8th game. We always draft on that Sunday around Labor Day weekend. Mm-hmm. And then first game's always that Thursday night. And because of this, because of injuries, suspensions, dumb decisions, we wait till as late as we possibly can.
And it's a little bit odd because reading this, I'm assuming we're looking at an article by Dan Graziano of ESPN. He says that, of course, Le'Veon Bell, the suspension is a result of a missed drug test, not a failed one, sources said. The appeals process is ongoing, which is why the suspension hasn't been announced. And, of course, he's going to appeal.
Absolutely.
I don't think that he's going to serve 4 games. They are. And you know what? I think the NFL knows that going in. I know the NFL knows. So it's kind of like the parent that knows they're getting ready to bargain with a punishment for a child. I'm going to give you 2 weeks grounded, and then they beg, and by the end,
they may take away his cell phone.
They may take away his cell. They need to take away his cell phone. They need to take away everything but his driver that takes him to his drug test.
What's going to happen with that? I mean, he already. What was it? A 2-game suspension last year to start the season?
2-game suspension last year to start the season.
A lot of people in our league were afraid to draft him, and rightfully so. But you know what? If you're playing for the playoffs, if you're playing to win, it affects you a little bit because you want to get off to a hot start.
And there were articles already saying that him and D'Angelo were gonna share some carries. And so this has got to be.
Well, they saw how good D'Angelo did when Le'Veon Bell was out, and they realized, hey, we need to involve this guy. We need to keep Le'Veon Bell fresh and keep him for as long as we can. Because he's the future of the Steelers. I mean, he's an incredible asset, ridiculous talent. But D'Angelo's still pretty good.
D'Angelo surprised me last year. I didn't know that there was that much left in the tank.
You wouldn't have thought.
He
did a lot of splitting carries with Stewart in Carolina.
He did in Carolina. But
that helps.
It's amazing how coming to a new team a lot of times will give a player a burst.
Man.
I mean,
little new energy.
I'm a big Cardinals fan, and the Cardinals have proved that over and over and over again.
Gosh.
These guys come in and
you can never count them out.
It's we don't know what to expect with Le'Veon Bell. I really don't. I still think he is I don't know if he's a number 1 pick now. We'll have to wait and see.
No, I mean in I don't think in PPR he was. He was arguably he was close, but in standard leagues he's going to take a hit a little bit in both, I would think, just because of this story. If people are drafting this weekend, you got to shy away a tad, But hey, if he falls to the middle of the first round,
you got to
still him,
and
then make fun of everyone that didn't pick him.
Exactly. And what does this do for Antonio Brown? I think Antonio Brown is now your solid number 1
no
PPR and standard.
Antonio Brown, as long as Roethlisberger is playing, he may be the most valuable fantasy player in the league, period. And we're seeing him go 1 in a lot of PPR, and even some standard leagues we're seeing him go number 1 overall.
I can't argue with it.
It's
I don't
hard
know.
to argue that. It really is.
It really is hard to argue. Give us your opinion. 868-6100. We would love to hear from you today. We've actually put in less topics today because we want to hear from you. 868-6100. Tell us what you think. Who are you taking number one overall? We're not going to tell you who we would take. But,
I love that. Yeah.
Who are you taking? How does this affect
you? Whether it be standard or PPR, who are you taking? I love that. I love that. Call us, 868-6100.
Another thing that happened, of course, this week is Mr. Elliott. Mr. Ezekiel Elliott.
The chosen one.
The chosen one. We are Cowboys fans. I don't know where I land on him just yet, to be really honest with you. I couldn't take him. For me, he's number overall. If I'm pick number 10, 11, and he's still there, I'm probably taking him. But if I'm pick 1 through 7, I don't know that I can.
Oh.
Just, he's unproven.
Oh.
He's unproven.
You can't call him a sleeper, though, because, I mean, he's going to be...
No, he's not a sleeper.
Gonna just
he's been hyped up like Reggie Bush of old. But I can't call him a sleeper.
Except for he's not as scared to get tackled, though.
But
there's a slight difference there.
Then he made it a little more interesting this week, or somebody did. There's an article by David Woods, and David Woods tells us that more details are emerging in relation to a woman's accusation that the Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott abused her. Tiffany Thompson posted photos on Instagram on Friday showing bruises she insinuated were the result of domestic violence at the hands of Elliott. Thompson also filed a police report alleging the rookie tailback assaulted her in a vehicle. Police questioned Elliott and 4 witnesses, all of whom stated that they did not see Elliott assault Thompson. No arrests were made. A representative later for Elliott told TMZ Sports that the allegations against the rookie are unfounded. The article goes on here, says the accuser dated Elliott, and as the relationship ended, the woman threatened to ruin Elliott if he broke off the relationship.
I wonder why. He just got paid. He is. Hey, did you see he's had the most jersey sales?
I saw that.
Our Cowboy of any NFL player since April. The beginning of April. He didn't get drafted till the end of April, and he still leads in jersey sales. How impressive is that?
And I don't have mine.
Yeah. Well, we need to get you one. We need to both. We need to have one in studio next week.
I believe so. I believe so.
Hey, we know what's going on here. I mean, right? I mean, this happens from time to time.
You know, in a situation like this, you have to be very, very careful.
He seems like a high-character individual, though. He seems like a really good kid. Seriously.
What I have to go back and remind myself is, one, this kind of enforces it. We don't know these guys. We don't know them from Adam. We see what their agents want us to see.
Sure.
Sometimes we see things their agents don't want us to see. But overall, we really do not know these guys.
No.
At all.
That's a good point.
So on this, I'm always very careful because I'm careful to judge either way. Yeah. Because it's a horrible thing. And
it is.
Unfortunately, it can if what she's claiming is false, this can ruin a guy. It really can. And so you hate to hear it either way.
About it. It could ruin him for the rest of his career. I mean, now they do supposedly have evidence proving that what she's saying is false. We don't have that in front of us to prove that one way or the other, but we have heard that, and so I'm sure that'll come out soon if it hasn't yet.
You know, all this has made me think about starting a new business. I'm thinking of becoming an agent, and what I've thought about doing is just making a palatial. That's twice I've used the word palatial.
Where'd you come up with that?
I'm going for the trifecta sometimes.
Spell that for us, Dallas.
Let's go on. Just building a compound for these athletes. I think compound may be the wrong word, but just building something to where everything they need is there, and just tell them all you have to do is play Xbox, jet ski,
work out,
show
up to practice,
and don't do anything dumb.
And collect your check. I'll meet you in line at the bank.
Yeah. And all you have to do is do not be dumb, you know?
Yeah.
And not saying that people people make mistakes. We get that. But these guys are doing things. I wouldn't risk my paycheck to do these things. And my paycheck isn't anywhere near what these guys' paycheck. It's you add some zeros, multiple zeros, and I'm getting close. But, boy, all you have to do is just stay clean.
Right.
Just go out there, have a good time. Go buy you a nice car. Keep it under the speed limit. Buy you every Xbox that's ever been made, and have a good time.
It's hard not to be an Ezekiel Elliott fan. Just the talent. In fact, we're Cowboys fans. We're excited about him. I mean, we really are. I think we got I think we're gonna give away some trivia.
Let's do it. We've got some trivia, a gift certificate to On the Ball Sports. Give us a call, 868-6100, 868-6100. And while we're waiting, we've got a great show this week. We're going to give away actually 3 trivia prizes.
We are.
2 on the air. We're going to give 1 away for Facebook.
That's
have
right.
to be watching us on Facebook, have to like the Fantasy Professionals page. Sometime during the show, we're going to put it on the Fantasy Professionals page. You have to like that. That Facebook trivia question is brought to you by Scissorhands. Alicia makes both of us look great, and she takes care of us. You can visit Alicia. She's over there in the by Kohl's in the shopping center there on Independence. 300. Her number is 300-7111. That's 300-7111. Go in there, tell her Dallas and Cody sent you there, and
She'll make you look good.
She'll make you look good.
Our phones are blowing up, Dallas.
We've got some callers.
People want some trivia, some on-the-ball sports. They want some memorabilia. They're not going to buy a Kentucky mug like you did, but hey, they want some memorabilia. They want some.
We've got smart fans.
Maybe some Cowboys gear for the upcoming season. You never know.
Yes, sir. Okay, this trivia question is brought to you by On the Ball Sports. Jeff over at On the Ball Sports, we love their shop. 881-0576, 881-0576. You can find them on Facebook at On the Ball Sports. They've got, like we said every week, 140 different teams represented.
Just blows
or
my
more.
mind.
You can use this at both locations. They've got a location in the Battlefield Mall, right beside the Teddy Bear store. I can't remember the name of it right now. But there,
Build-A-Bear Workshop.
You don't have kids.
I just took my nephew in there to Build-A-Bear about a month ago.
Very good. Very nice.
You wouldn't believe that, but I did.
No, I believe it.
And we got Joe.
Joe,
Close.
can you hear us, Joe?
Yes.
All right,
I can
Joe.
hear you.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Here's your question, okay? We're going to talk a lot about tight ends today. And behind Robert Gronkowski, the tight end from New England, which tight end averaged the second most fantasy points per game in a standard league last season? Okay? So who was the number 2 tight end in fantasy points in a standard league? Was it A, Travis Kelce, B, Jordan Reed, or C, Greg Olsen?
Ooh. Don't think it was Kelsey. Let's see.
Which
Jordan
one?
Reed turned it on a little over halfway through, or about halfway. Greg Olsen is pretty steady. I'm going to go with Jordan Reed.
Bam!
That's it. That is
I
correct.
love that.
Jordan Reed
Joe.
had the most behind Rob Gronkowski. And you know what?
Yeah.
If you would have asked me at the beginning of last year, I hyped up Travis Kelce like nobody's business. And he just he didn't come through. He had a couple big games, started off strong.
He was okay.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, Joe. What you said something that was exactly right on point. Jordan Reed turned it on in a big way halfway through the season.
Yep.
Joe?
I had him on one of my teams, you bet.
Wow.
One of your teams. There's a guy after
I
our
love
own
that.
heart.
I love it.
Very nice. Well,
Hey.
Joe, keep on the line. Dwayne's going to get your information. Thank you for listening
bet.
to us, and enjoy that On the Ball Sports gift certificate.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Have a great weekend, sir.
Yeah, bye-bye.
We have some of the smartest fans in the world.
We do. It usually takes one guess, and they're good to go. They either are smart or know how to Google quickly.
Well, no, they're just smart, man.
Well, that's what I'm assuming.
They're fantasy football enthusiasts. They
Absolutely.
live, breathe, and sleep this stuff like Brandon Kaka from lineupblitz.com from last week.
Boy, he blew it out of the water last week.
He
didn't
did well.
I enjoyed
he did
that.
really
I
well. That was a
enjoyed that.
lot of fun.
Very nice. All right. Well, guys, we've got to take a break. Before we do that, Cody's going to tell you about 417 Lighting.
417 Lighting is Jeremy Johnson's the owner. He's a good friend of mine. We actually use them to install some electrical outlets for our cubicles that we put in our office over at Secure Insurance Group this year. And so we use them for any electrical needs. A lot of businesses are actually converting to LED just to save money. And so they are your local LED and electrical service provider. Call Jeremy Johnson today for your lighting and electrical needs. Call Jeremy at 655-1283. Again, 655-1283. Jeremy Johnson from 417 Lighting Specialist.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more. Last week, we talked about our picks for the top 5 quarterbacks. If you missed that, we're going to recap that, go over some sleepers of some quarterbacks.
And we've got a special promo code that lineupblitz.com is going to keep active this week for some reason, and we'll tell you that as soon as we get back. You're listening to the Fantasy Professionals.
You ready? Let's go!
Old Missouri. Missouri Bank is offering a great yield on a 2-year CD. Now's the time to check out Old Missouri Bank's CD special and secure your 1.3% annual percentage yield for a 2-year term. You can also visit oldmissouribank.com to see all the current CD specials. Get started today and stop by the Old Missouri Bank location nearest you. Great yields, super friendly bank, and lots of great people. You just can't beat that.
Thursday afternoons, it's Sports Talk from Elliott Hotels throughout the Springfield area. This is Art Haynes, host of the show, and we move around to the fine Elliott properties like the Candlewood Suites, Lamplighter North and South, the Baymont, Arbor Suites, Coach House Inn, the Green Stay, and the historic Railhaven, all first-rate properties. As always, we talk sports and take your phone calls. That's each Thursday from 4 to 6, Sports Talk from Elliott Lodging.
Join the Radio Springfield Travel Club August 7th when we head to Branson to see America's Got Talent winner Terry Fader. We'll begin at King's Castle Theater, where we'll watch the life of Frankie Valli unfold in New Jersey Nights. We'll have dinner at JB's Jazz and Blues Restaurant and end our evening with the hilarious antics of Terry Fader. The cost for both shows and dinner is just $70. Call 862-3751 to reserve your seat. For more information, click on the Travel Club tab at radiospringfield.com.
An excessive heat warning in effect through Sunday night. It'll be sunny and hot this afternoon. That heat can be dangerous if you're going to be outdoors. High today at 96. Partly cloudy tonight and a low of 75. Partly sunny, a hot day for tomorrow. High again 96. Partly sunny, a thunderstorm in parts of the area on Sunday with a high at 95. I'm AccuWeather's Steve Williams.
At Jock 98.7, it's 95.
Welcome back to The Fantasy Professionals. I'm your host, Cody Askins, sitting here with the one, the only Mr. Dallas Keithley. We're both of Secure Insurance Group. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, guys. I want to tell you a little bit about our bank, the show's bank, First National Bank. We love going in there every week. We make up reasons to go in there just for the Werther's Originals. And
I didn't get my caramel candy today.
You should have. You should have. They're always right there, always friendly. And Natasha, Angie, Aaron, they always, every time we go in there, they treat us right.
Hey,
they've got
you brought up a great point.
Loans.
Do you know your bankers, all your tellers, do you know their names like Dallas do? If they knew your name, I bet you would remember theirs.
For some reason, I have a hard time remembering my kids' names. I can get within 2 or 3 guesses usually, but I know my First National Bank names. First National Bank, they're over there on 4108 South National. Great local bank. I love their sign. It says out there right now, we answer our phones personally, and I can vouch for that. Give them a call, 823-9600, 823-9600. You can find them on myfnbonline.com. Friendliest staff in town, First National Bank.
They are great. Hey, last week we had Brandon Kack of lineupblitz.com on. He did a great job. We loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. They gave away a promo code to where you got their rankings, their reports, their fantasy football advice for the entire season, which included unlimited expert Q&A. They gave away a promo code. The promo code is Jock, and our listeners were able to claim that on lineupblitz.com.
Yeah, and they actually, we talked to Brandon halfway through the week, and this is great. This is a testimony
positive
for you guys. You guys crashed their website pretty much, and they've had some technical difficulties, and so to be nice, they have actually extended
and everything is fixed.
Code.
They're the web design firm that handles that. They got everything fixed. Everything's rolling.
We actually signed up this week as well.
We did.
I took advantage of the $9.95 special, and I'm telling you, we actually got to visiting with Brandon, got to visiting with the folks at lineupblitz.com, and they've actually become a sponsor of the show. Yeah,
they've actually joined the show. We're working on a partnership with them that'll be in the works that we'll announce here in the next few weeks. It's just been it's a cool deal because if you think about it, $10, $9.95. I can't even go to McDonald's and spend that anymore. And for them to give me unlimited expert Q&A, for me to ask them questions all year, which will make me beat you time and time again.
You're gonna need maybe 2 or 3 websites. But
I mean, okay, if say I ask a question a week. Say I'm paying like 50 cents a question, and I'm getting all the rankings, reports, articles, news, daily fantasy by their DFS expert. I mean, I don't know why they would do that.
It's incredible. And at first I thought, you know what, let's try it out. So I submitted a question. Within an hour, I had my answer.
And his was a detailed answer.
Detailed answer?
Really
yes.
Detailed.
Very nice. I can't remember the question now.
Right.
But I was skeptical. But so far, They've impressed us. So
Yeah, and
lineupblitz.com. Go check them out.
they've extended that promo code through tonight for all of our Jock listeners. Again, only $9.95. I won't do that for long, I can promise you that.
JOCK.
Go to lineupblitz.com, register, join them, and put in promo code Jock. And you pay $10.
$10. Now, one reason that they impressed me was because Brandon showed me what he knew last week by declaring me the winner of the top 5 quarterbacks. Just to recap that, I had Cam Newton at number 1, Aaron Rodgers number 2, Ben Roethlisberger number 3. That was my stretch. I don't know how that hurts or helps. I guess it's got to help. He's got to throw the ball more now. So the Big Ben at number 3.
I could see it both ways. I mean, you could argue both ways, that's for sure. I mean, you really could. I had Rodgers number 1, Palmer number 2, and Brady number 3. So we went really totally different, except for Rodgers is both in there. But we want to make it a little different. But hey, those guys are really good. They're going to be top, and I'm sure lineupblitz.com is probably pretty accurate and they've probably got these guys down to a science.
Well, and what's funny is as you study the rankings, one thing that I've really noticed this year, and it's kind of this way every year, there is a huge difference. You get out of those top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
The rest of the field
Especially this year, there's about 6 or 7. And then after that, 5, 6, 7 quarterbacks. After that, it's like, there's a couple just elites at the top, But after that, it's like, you got the Rodgers, the Newtons, but maybe Brady once he comes back from suspension, possibly Luck. But once you get out of that, it drops off quite a bit. It almost makes sense to draft a quarterback late as you were fixing to go.
Exactly.
We were looking at each other.
As I'm studying here, too, running backs are the same way.
Yeah.
Tight ends. To me, you have to think about it this way. I hate picking in the first 5. I really do.
Okay.
Because you're putting a ton of eggs in one basket.
Right.
And in a normal snake draft,
right.
You pick 1, 2, or 3, you're not picking again for ever, it feels like. And my ADD kicks in. I stopped paying attention.
Well, and you know what people are going to do this year? They're going to go, a lot of individuals are going to go running back heavy.
They are.
There's a little bit of an alternate strategy to that, but they're going to go running back or wide receiver heavy. I think I said wide receiver, didn't I? They're going to go wide.
Sure.
Either way. They're going to go wide receiver heavy. They're going to end up getting their running backs a tad later, and they're going to wait a long time on a quarterback because you can still get like a Blake Bortles or my sleeper this year, Mr. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Wow.
Hey,
Dallas Cowboys fan.
The reason why I'm
Kirk
choosing
Cousins
a Redskins quarterback is he had 23 or more fantasy points 5 of the last 6 weeks. They got rid of Alfred Morris. They gave that bum to the Cowboys. Thank you, Redskins. They have Matt Jones. They get to keep Deshaun Jackson, Pierre Garçon. They added Vernon Davis in the offseason.
They did.
Experienced tight end.
Nice, yeah.
And they have probably the most talented and probably most athletic tight end in the NFL in Jordan Reed. Gronk's the most physically gifted and just physically demanding, and he's a man-child. He's the biggest tight end in the NFL. But Jordan Reed's probably a little more athletic of a tight end.
I would agree 100% with that. Jordan Reed is a freak of an athlete, and we're going to get into tight ends later. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Okay. My sleeper. This dude won me some games last year, and I picked him up. I think off the waiver wire.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Mr. Derek Carr.
Yeah,
he had 32 touchdowns last year. Has an amazing cast. I love Mr. Cooper. I like Mr. Crabtree this year. I think because people are going to hone in on Cooper,
sure,
Amari, and so Crabtree's going to be open a lot. Crabtree's another one of those. He's kind of Al Davis's last dumb draft pick because Al Davis always went for the tallest, fastest receiver. He loved those tall, fast receivers.
Loved those quick ones.
And so Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, they've got a good running game this year. They've got, as far as strength of schedule, number 15.
Yeah.
So they've got a mediocre year coming up as far as strength of schedule. And, like you were saying, Derek Carr is going to be there in the second, maybe even third round. He's somebody.
Much later than that.
Maybe 4th or 5th even.
Later than that. I'll leave him till the 10th, bro.
He ain't going to be up there in the 10th if I'm still
not
around.
In our league because you're in love.
Well, the guy, and I had to go research this. The guy doesn't wear eyeshadow,
Wow.
You look at him; he looks like he's got a bunch of eyeshadow on.
Yeah,
but he doesn't. That is all natural, baby. So give us a call 868-6100 868-6100. Let us know who your sleepers are. Let us know what you think. We've got another trivia question coming up, and give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
868-6100. We have our next trivia question. Go ahead and start calling in. We'll have a trivia question ready for you. This is brought to you by Kobe. Kobe is over on 3050 South National Avenue here in Springfield. They're on the corner of National and Montclair. Dallas, Don owns Cody. Real nice guy.
Absolutely.
Really cool establishment. I took my entire family there. There's about 10 of us. We ordered, and it didn't take long at all, but we ordered we all ordered the hibachi chicken special. They've got a happy hour from 2:30 to 5:30. You know, we all ordered the hibachi grill. That was the best hibachi food I've ever had.
Well, and that's why I love it. My wife and I go there a lot.
It's a hidden gem.
It is, because we go there a lot. We love Springfield's getting famous for the hibachi grill stuff.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, but in my opinion, they're as good as some of the other big name ones out there.
Yeah.
And
I think they're
half
better.
the price probably.
Yeah.
If
I don't
not even half the price.
I don't have to spend $25-$30 a person.
We're giving away $20 worth of gift certificates, and 2 people could come close to eating for that.
Oh, absolutely. We've got Michael on the line. He's fixing to grab some Kobe, eat some hibachi food. How you doing, sir? Michael, are you there? Michael, can you hear us, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Okay.
We've got a chance to win some Kobe hibachi grill and sushi food over on Montclair National. Are you ready for your question, sir?
Yes.
The trivia question to win some Kobe food is, which tight end had 3 touchdowns in week 1 of last season, 3 touchdowns in week 1 of the 2015 season versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? A, is it Mr. Rob Gronkowski? B, is it Austin Seferian-Jenkins? Or C, is it Tyler Eifert?
Wow. Let's go with Tyler Eifert.
Michael, that's who I said.
That's who Dallas said too. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. That's actually a really good guess, and who we thought most people would guess, and we're sorry to do that to you. We hope that you will call in again, as we're going to have trivia questions every single week. Thank you very much, Michael, for joining the show.
So we still need to give away some Kobe. We got somebody out there that's gonna win some Kobe. You know, if you want to meet us, that's probably the best place to stop into, because we're there for lunch about maybe every other day.
Every couple days,
Every
yeah.
couple days.
I went a couple times this week.
I have to. I shouldn't say that. My wife's probably listening, and she's probably wondering why she's not getting Kobe again every couple days. But that's one that you don't put on Facebook, Snapchat.
They have some incredible food too. I love it. I'm telling you. And we're getting some callers. We're fixing to have give someone else a chance to get this trivia question right. And we've got Steven on the line. Steven, welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks.
Are you ready for the question?
Yeah.
Which tight end had 3 touchdowns in week 1 of the 2015 season versus the Pittsburgh Steelers? Would you like your choices?
Gronkowski.
You are right. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, Steven.
Need no stinking choices.
No, I love it.
Steven, was he on your team last year when he did that?
No, he sure wasn't.
He was. Yeah, I was playing against him that week.
I wish I could say I had him when Dallas was playing against him, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Cody. But that
dude, was a he's a beast. Isn't
well,
he?
the questions were: is he healed? Is he going to come back? Is he the Gronk of old? And he went out and answered it.
He killed it. Thank you very much for calling the show, Stephen. Hang on the line. Dwayne will get you information. You can stop by the Jock radio station and pick up your Kobe. We will be right back with some more about fantasy football. You're listening to the Fantasy Professionals.
Hey, where's the drums?
Missouri Storm Shelters understand the #1 obstacle to owning a safe room is cost. When it comes to the safety and security of your family, cost can now be the least of your concerns. Missouri Storm Shelters is proud to offer our customers the industry's best no-cost financing offer. For a limited time, qualified customers can get 0% for 60 months and no payment due for 60 days. To learn more about our no-cost financing offer, visit MissouriStormShelters.com today.
I'm Brian with Secure Insurance Group. Secure is an independent agency located in Springfield, Missouri. As an independent agency, we shop the top-rated Medicare carriers so you always get the lowest rate. If you're on Medicare or will soon be on Medicare, call Secure to review your Medicare options. Remember, Medicare's annual election period is October the 15th through December the 7th. To review our Medicare products, go to secureinsuranceGroup.bymedigap.net. Call Brian at Secure for a free quote, 883-9300, or email me at brian.askins@secureig.com.
Ready for a different cleaning service? With Quality Clean janitorial services, you're never stuck with a long-term contract. You can cancel anytime with 30 days notice. And Quality Clean is affordable. In fact, Quality Clean hasn't raised their rates for existing customers in more than 7 years. Quality Clean's employees are highly trained and wear uniforms, so you always know who's in your business. Quality Clean, your local cleaning expert since 2003. Learn more about Quality Clean at springfieldofficecleaning.com.
An excessive heat warning in effect through Sunday night. It'll be sunny and hot this afternoon. That heat can be dangerous if you're going to be outdoors. High today at 96. Partly cloudy tonight and a low of 75. Partly sunny, a hot day for tomorrow. High again 96. Partly sunny, a thunderstorm in parts of the area on Sunday with a high at 95. I'm AccuWeather's Steve Williams.
At Jock 98.7, it's 95.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Professionals. Cody Askins and Dallas Keithley here. We were talking about some tight ends. We've been dropping some knowledge. Dallas has been researching and dropping bombs.
Been reading on the old worldwide interweb. How did people do it before that? A lot of newspapers, a lot of which we played back in the day when you had to look up newspapers. You had to go there and do the research.
I've played for about, it's got to be getting close to 15 years now, and I'm not even that old. I just love it. My father's always played, and I'm obsessed with it. We've always talked about being prepared, and you're always prepared for the show. You know who is the most organized and prepared dentist in town?
Dr. Rolando Papagayo. And I don't need choices.
Okay.
I don't need no options.
Just
I don't need
like
no choices.
Joe, he didn't need any choices.
Absolutely. Dr. Rolando Papagayo, 640 West Republic Road, Suite 124. And I will tell you, I had somebody that went there because of our referral this week. Your GPS will not work. They are right there off of Republic, right off of Campbell on Republic Road, and there's a little shopping center there. If you go to Parkcrest Baptist Church, you've gone too far.
Okay, just before that on the left. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so 640 West Republic Road, 883-8448, Dr. Papagayo. They have Dr. Papagayo has been in the business forever, and he holds several degrees. He's a member of the National Dental Association, Springfield Dental Association, and as you've always said, one of the cleanest, nicest. I was in there the other day, talked to Cassandra, I believe was her name, at the front desk for 15, 20 minutes, and just a nice staff. You feel at ease, you feel comfortable. They do amazing work.
They're awesome. They're really good. We have Mr. Steve online. We have Steve Schwartz. He's going to join us and talk about an article he wrote. Tell it to everyone listening about Mr. Steve, Dallas.
Steve Schwartz. Now, I'm excited about this. Steve has agreed to be on the show today. He wrote an article about tight ends, funny enough. And so as I was doing some research, I just got a hold of Mr. Schwartz. Mr. Schwartz writes for fftoday.com. He was the 2014 National Fantasy Football Writer of the Year, according to FSWA, the Fantasy Sports Writers of America.
That's huge.
And has agreed to be on our show. Steve, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys doing?
We are just we couldn't be better. If we were any better, we'd be you. So.
Welcome to the show, Steve. Thank you very much for joining us today.
It's always fun to talk fantasy football.
Yeah. Steve, tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been talking fantasy football? How long have you been doing this crazy gig?
Well, my first fantasy football player was John Hayes. So that tells you how long I've been
showing your age.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am. But I started writing full-time fantasy about 8 years ago.
8 years ago. So you were one of those guys back in the day that was going through the newspapers on Tuesday morning, finding the scores and seeing if you had pulled off the W.
I used to sell auto parts nationwide, and when somebody would call in from a city that I needed information, I would ask them to open up their newspaper and read me the sports section.
After you close the sale. That's beautiful.
That was before the internet. Now it's easy. The information's out there if you're willing to look.
These kids today don't know how good they have it. I'll tell you that.
It was unbelievable. I would call up a friend in Minnesota and ask him what the injury situation was on, Joe Cap or whoever it was.
Wow. I'm going to assume that's a football player.
Yes, no
Okay.
quarterback.
You're going a little bit before my time. It's nice to have somebody on the show that is older than I am because I get made fun of all day. Steve.
Hey, he doesn't know that to be fact, Steve. Don't let him get away with that.
Well,
Dallas is
I'm
an old
collecting
man.
Social Security, and you guys are still working for a living, so I'm assuming I am old.
We'll give it to you, Steve.
The ultimate comeback there. Yes, sir.
I
Now,
love
Steve, you
that.
wrote an article, Is Gronkowski a first-round selection? You asked a couple questions here. Number one, you asked, is Gronkowski the best tight end in football? And not to blow your story. And you can find Steve's article and all the articles that we use on Facebook after the show. We'll post that up. It's a great read. There's no
great
question
article.
he's the number one, is there? I mean, I'd love to say on radio that we can argue about it, but there's really no question, is there?
I can't see anybody now that Jimmy Graham is on a running football team. There's nobody
Right.
even close at this point.
I love that. You're right on. Jordan Reed is he slowly creeping up though?
Jordan Reed is number 2 on my list.
Okay.
His problem, however, is he can't stay on the field. He's never played in those 3 years. He's never played all 16 games.
That's a great
So
point.
It's hard to assume that he'll be there come playoff time for you. Yes, he averaged 11.5 points a game last year, fantasy points a game, but it doesn't do any good if he's not there for week 14, 15, and 16.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And his 3 years, he's played 9 games, 11 games, and 14 games.
So what you're saying is he's perfect for Dallas's team because he won't be in the playoffs.
See what I mean, Steve?
Well, we have a problem there, guys. I'm from Philadelphia, and I just heard you're Dallas fans.
Oh,
We are. Well, my name's Dallas.
This is a little bit of a problem, so everything I say from now on out will be the exact opposite of what I think.
So what I'm hearing is that you think Ezekiel Elliott was framed and that he's totally innocent.
I have no idea at this point. I was going to be drafting Ezekiel Elliott. I have no loyalties when it comes to my fantasy team.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you for
Very nice.
mentioning that.
Anybody on any team, if he'll help me win.
I love that.
I like it. Winning comes first. So that leads us to your second question in your article. Question number 2, is Gronk a first-round draft choice?
Well, I'll give the answer away, so then they don't have to read the story. I don't think you can draft him as a first rounder. There's too many questions, not surrounding him personally, but surrounding the team.
Did the whole Brady thing have anything to do with that? I would imagine.
Certainly it does. Brady loves throwing to Gronkowski. They average
man.
more than 8 targets a game together.
Wow.
You don't know what's going to happen games 1 through 4 because you've never seen Jimmy Garoppolo play. Neither have I.
Exactly. Now, how do you feel about Martellus Bennett coming into that offense, joining
well,
the ranks?
That's another interesting question. Will they play double tight end as they did with Aaron Hernandez and Gronkowski? 1 year, there were years that were together, and 1 year Gronk had that monster season with 18 touchdowns and about 2,000 yards or whatever. I think it was
Felt
more
like it.
1,400 yards. And the other year, he was a bit more mediocre because they were using a lot of Aaron Hernandez. So there's a little concern of how they'll use Martellus Bennett. Will they use him double tight end? Will they use him to spell Gronkowski so Gronkowski will be ready for the playoffs?
Well, and
that's a good point.
You know, I was a Martellus Bennett fan. Of course, being a Cowboys fan, we've had Jason Witten forever.
They should have held on to him.
I really think
he
they
was
should
he
have.
was the Witten replacement. I don't know.
Jason Witten, does he come with a walker when you draft him?
Well,
He should, boy. He
Dude can't run anymore. We know that.
His body has been through it, you know. So
He was a great tight end, but isn't his time over?
His time is
I think
certainly
so.
passed.
I really do. And he's still going to get his catches. I think he's the
Sure.
safety plug there in Dallas, but
He is. He's got a good relationship with Romo.
he does.
That's right. As long as Romo's there, he'll use him as a safety valve. But if Des Bryant is back and healthy, obviously he's target number 1.
Absolutely. Hey, we want to do something here. We did this last week, and I can't remember who won
It slips my mind.
It slips my mind.
Slips my mind, Steve.
We talked about quarterbacks last week. We would like to give our 5 top tight ends and let you then declare who is the more knowledgeable. Is that fair? I mean, going off last week, I don't know.
Plenty fair.
And we want to give our top 5 tight ends. And I think number 1, both of us would agree, is Rob Gronkowski.
What? Yeah, obviously it is.
Going off the board already?
Yeah, we want to keep our jobs here. We want to keep our show. We love good radio. We want to keep our show. I've got Jordan Reed at tight end, number 2.
What are you doing to me? He steals my my sheets before we start the show.
Well,
and copies me.
Well,
isn't there some kind of copyright law, Steve? What can we do about this?
You got to be a published writer. We can't steal Steve's work. But I can steal yours all day.
Don't put anything down on paper.
That's right. Yeah, I've got Reed number 2 as well.
And then who you got at number 3? I think we'll differ here.
I've got Greg Olson.
He's my number 4. I've got Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Just simply,
Travis Kelce bit you in the butt last year. All you
really
talked about
did.
was him.
Oh my goodness! I really thought he was going to come out, and he comes out the first game and catches 2 touchdowns. And
he started out okay.
I would like to say that I sold him high, but I didn't. I held on to him like crazy, and he just the rest of the year. But I think this year the running game cannot be as strong. Who knows what's going to happen there in Kansas City with the running game? Their passing is just okay. And Kansas City does not like to throw the ball to
wide receiver.
The wide receiver in the end zone.
What's your thoughts on those? Each of our top 3 so far, Steve.
I have no problems with 1 and 2. I actually have a sleeper at number 3, which I'll tell you after you guys have finished your your
Nice.
top 5 totals. Travis Kelce is a very good football player, but I think there's better out there at this time. And I also think Greg Olson has a little bit of an issue with Kelvin Benjamin coming back. So you might have both those guys.
That's a good possibility.
This season.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
So number 4, I've got Greg Olson. Who do you have at number 4, Cody?
I have Mr. Delaney Walker.
Delaney Walker from Central Missouri State, here in Missouri, hometown kid. I like that. I don't have him in my top 5 though. Should he be, Steve?
I have him as number 5 on my list.
Number 5.
Boom, boom, bam. Did you already decide it? Do we need to continue?
Hold on, it's not over yet. We know that good things come in the end.
He's conceded.
It depends on what Dallas does with his last pick.
Well, with my last pick, I went a little bit off the board. I went with a Mr. Kobe Fleener.
Bing, 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 bing.
There we go. See, pulling it out just like in poker, getting it on the river card, and taking home the prize
later in the show. I've got for my number 5. I've got Mr. Tyler Eifert.
Tyler Eifert, and I can't argue with that. But I knew he was going to be in your top 5, so I went away from him.
Yeah,
I can argue with it only because he's not healthy yet, and he may miss a couple of games early.
That's very true.
And Dallas had my sleeper pick, which was Kobe Fleener. You know Drew Brees loves to throw to a good tight end.
He does.
He's a very good pass-catching tight end. Cody, I'm afraid you're going down.
Oh, that's 2 weeks in a row, Steve. I need some love, baby. I need some love.
It's almost getting embarrassing. It really is. I'm humbled.
Hey, I gotta stop.
Blushing.
I gotta stop letting Dallas talk to the sports writers before we have them on the show.
Very nice.
I'm getting next week's.
Now we did both come up with a sleeper. My sleeper, I love this guy, Ladarius Green. I think is absolutely going to light it up. All those weapons in Pittsburgh, I believe he's going to light it up. Big Ben loves his big, tall, and you know what? He played in San Diego last year. Antonio Gates got hurt.
He backed up the 90-year-old Gates. That's how
Antonio
good. That's how
Gates,
good Ladarius Green was.
He comes on and he shines through, and I think he's going to be there the rest of the year. And then they bring Antonio Gates back out.
He's a big target. What's your thoughts, Steve?
Well, I'm not a big Ladarius Green fan this year, only because
you've already declared the winner. It's too late.
Right. Ben Roethlisberger likes throwing to Heath Miller only as a security blanket. He prefers throwing outside to his wideout or to Le'Veon Bell. My sleeper is a lot further out west. He's with, if I recall, one of you guys said you liked Derek Carr. And my sleeper is Clive Walters.
Clive Walters. I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
That is
University of Miami.
Uh-huh.
He holds the tight end receiving record. And if you ever look at a list of University of Miami great tight ends, they had Greg Olson, Jimmy Graham, Kellen Winslow, Jeremy Shockey. Clive Walford is the tight end receiver in Miami history.
Very true.
And I believe he will be a 60-catch, 700-yard, 7-touchdown player this year.
That's great numbers for a sleeper.
Which you can get for almost nothing. The last time I looked, his ADP was 197.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
You take him just before you take your ticket.
Wow. That's a good sleeper.
Most time, yeah.
You're going to love mine. You're going to show me some love. And I'm showing Dallas right now. I've got it on paper. My sleeper was Kobe Fleener just because Jimmy Graham's not there. Breeze loves your tight ends. You talked about the whole time, Steve. You just didn't realize you were showing me love early on. I think we can agree on something, can't we?
I believe we can. Kobe Fleener, I actually had it number 3 on my list.
Number 3 overall?
Gronkowski, Reed, Fleener, Kelsey. My top 5.
Well, who was that last one? Who's number 5?
Number 5 again?
Delaney Walker was number 5.
Delaney Walker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had, wow, very good. I think me and you were closer on our rankings, and we agreed on sleepers. And
Steve, we're hitting up against a break. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Tell people where they can find you. Are you on Twitter? Where can we reach out to you at?
I am only doing this once a week, so you can only find me at fantasyfootballfftoday.com.
Okay.
I write once a week, and you can see my stories there.
Very nice.
Very
I
good.
hope we can do this again in the future, and you can come back and tell me I'm right.
Yeah, you did a great job. Thank you very much for joining the show, Steve. We really appreciate it. That's Steve Schwartz from
Without the
FF
T.
Today.
Steve Schwartz. Very nice.
Thank you,
Steve.
sir.
Have a great afternoon.
You too, sir.
You too.
That was great.
Very nice.
He was.
I
That
like
was a
being
cool
told I'm
guy.
right.
Very intelligent. Very knowledgeable. He writes some great articles.
He does. Check him out on FF Today. His articles are great. You can tell he knows what he's talking about. He does his research.
He
Clive
does.
Walker, and to pull those numbers up out of the air, that's nice. Very
That
nice.
is very good. We are going to be back in just a few minutes with some. We gave away some tight end sleepers, but we're going to give away some other fantasy football information. We're going to drop some bombs, give some knowledge. You're listening to the Fantasy Professionals.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engine.
If your driving skills are top-notch and you're looking for a career change, Fry Wagner wants to hear from you. Maybe you already have a Class A license, or you're an over-the-road driver wanting to spend more time at home. Fry Wagner will even help drivers get their commercial license, providing on-the-job experience, training, equipment, and not to mention a great sign-on bonus. Call Fry Wagner today, 417-831-4000, 417-831-4000.
Celebrate the final Passport to an Active Summer activity on August 13 from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. with the Creek Rocks at the Library Center on South Campbell. Ozarks folk duo Cindy Wolf and Mark Ballou will provide entertainment for the Farewell to Summer event sponsored by AARP in Springfield, Greene County Park Board, and Springfield Greene County Library District. Details are at aarp.org/mo and scroll to upcoming events.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Race over to jock987.com to play the Village Inn Jock 987 Fantasy Racing Challenge. Win great weekly prizes like delicious Village Inn pies and a grand prize trip for 2 to the 2017 Daytona 500. That's the Fantasy Racing Challenge at jock987.com. Brought to you by Village Inn locations in Springfield, Ozark, and Republic. But no need to race in. Breakfast is served all day.
Napa's celebrating the most important things we can think of: America, racing, and freedom, by giving you a free patriotic racing cap for spending $25 at Napa. And for every hat given away, we'll donate $1 to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. Help us celebrate America, racing, and freedom with a free Napa patriotic racing cap. That's Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 7/31/16.
Welcome back to the Fantasy Professionals. You're sitting here with Cody and Dallas of Secure Insurance Group.
That was a great interview. You can tell Steve is a brilliant man. Again, that was Steve Schwarz, SCHWARZ, FF Today. Follow him and read his articles every week. Thank you again, Steve, for coming on the show.
Yeah, he did a great job. He really did. I was really impressed. I know something you've been wanting to talk about that you heard about earlier.
They are who we thought they were.
That's where he came from. I was thinking about this morning.
They
when
are
we
who
were,
we thought they were.
We were
Mr. Dennis
texting about
Green.
that, prepping for the show, and they play that on commercials and stuff all the time.
All the time. One of the most famous quotes in NFL history. They are who they thought they were. I believe they drew a.
But you got to say it like he does.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't give it justice. But
they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, he was not a happy man at the time, and I wonder if he wanted that to live on. But
it certainly did.
Yeah, Dennis Green passes away at the age of 67 due to poor health. Some facts about Dennis Green: made the playoffs 8 times between 1992 and 2001 with the Vikings.
Wow.
Led the Vikings to a 15-1 record in the 98 season, and never won the Super Bowl that I'm aware of.
But he did reach the NFC Championship game in 98 and 2000.
He did. One of the neat things
impressive
about Dennis Green, he was one of those guys that you don't read anything bad about that I've ever read. I'm sure he's made mistakes in his life, but that I know of, never read anything bad about him. And did you know this? I was listening this morning to ESPN, and they were talking about how that the Vikings, everyone had passed over on Randy Moss, and Randy Moss had fallen to pick number 21 in the draft. Dennis Green said, if I'm going to be the coach here, you are going to pick up that young man. And Hall of Famer.
Oh, well, yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, that he saw that. He saw Moss's career before it happened.
He did.
That's cool.
And Moss, he was a young man that had some problems, stuff like that. And Dennis Green took him under his wing. Another great guy that Dennis Green was associated with, Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham didn't want to come back, and Dennis Green talked him into it. And then went on to put up more Hall of Fame numbers. And so he just a great evaluator of talent. 67 is far too young. It's a lot younger than it used to be.
Yeah.
But
he coached over 13 seasons, and he coached the Vikings and Cardinals, and
also coached out at Stanford, and had a great Northwestern. Had a great. He was a great college career. Big Ten Coach of the Year in 1982. Also was an assistant to Bill Walsh.
Who knew that?
Those dominant San Francisco teams. I didn't.
He got some great tutelage there. I mean,
yeah, and took a career and was just a great man and gone too soon.
Absolutely.
But
Dallas, why did you go buy lineupblitz.com so that you can compete with me?
Well, lineupblitz.com. Here's why I went to them.
Because the price is going to go up tomorrow. That's probably why.
The price is going to go up tomorrow. I don't know if I'm being called cheap or it's not cheap. It's just more money for sushi over at Kobe.
That's right.
But no, lineupblitz.com. I was very impressed. I love one of the things, and this is weird. Okay, I like when I draft. I'll take my computer, but I like my stuff on PDF. I like that I can print it out, and a lot of these are getting away from it. We love that you click on their top 200, top 300, their quarterbacks. You can select by different positions, and you can go in there and print it off and have that all ready to go. And that's one of the things that I liked about them. It's
Absolutely.
a little strange, but
again, go to lineupblitz.com. Put in the coupon code, register and join, put in the coupon code JOCK, and you can get rankings, reports, daily fantasy advice, news, articles, unlimited expert Q&A.
Let's crash their website again. JOCK.
$9.95.
You're not going to find a better site
till tonight
for less money.
That's
no way.
So
you do it. Let me know. And no, it's not going to happen. But
no, it won't happen.
Lineupblitz.com. Go out there. Also, we want to tell you about our painter.
Hey, Springfield. Let's talk. Hey, Jake Gillette with JBG Painting. Cool guy. He was actually on Snapchat snapping us early. He's headed down to the lake. And JBG is where it's at for your painting needs. Not only did he literally paint our entire office in and out in 3 days after painting our 5,000 square foot, 25 office space, he also stained all the new trim. Yes, they paint interior, they paint exterior of any and all residential and commercial buildings, but they also stain. Who knew that? They stain, they paint fences, they paint decks, they paint interior of homes, exterior of homes, interior and exterior wood beams, any other trim, to give your home and businesses a professional look. You want it to look good. When you look good, your business does better, your home does better. When your home looks better, your kids act better.
When they left our office, they vacuumed the floors.
Yeah.
It looked like we had another company come in and do some other work on some other things in our office here a while back. We had to spend half the day cleaning up the office after they left. With JBG Painting, they leave it cleaner than they found it.
It was great.
It's awesome.
It was quick. It was seamless. It was so good. Again, Jake Gillette with JBG Painting. Call him today. Jake, call Jake. He's down at the lake. Call and get your home painted. 825-4919. 825-4919. 825-4919. And he also is giving away. He's upped the discount. He's actually got a few calls recently. He upped the discount to 20%. If you tell him, hey, I heard it on the Fancy Professionals, he's going to give you a 20% discount.
Very nice. Guys, something we want to do. We're going to start a new segment to the show. Tell me something good. I would sing it, but we don't have time. First Baptist Church in Forsyth is hosting their annual back-to-school bash. Cody, you and I remember going back to school. One of the coolest things ever was having a new backpack, new school supplies, new clothes. There are kids out there, unfortunately, that don't have that. And so First Baptist Church in Forsyth is doing something about it. They're going to be providing backpacks full of all the necessary supplies they need for the upcoming school year at no cost to the child. They're going to have an event. It's coming up. The event is completely free to attend. They are going to be, as I believe, around the 1st of August. Call them, find more about it. There'll be plenty of food, bouncy houses for the kid.
Really cool deal. They're going to give away a lot of backpacks, give away stuff for kids. Who do they call?
$40,000. Jeffrey at 417-880-6833. They're looking for people to donate, host a booth, and point people in the right direction.
Give them that number one more time.
It is 880-6833.
Again, we want to thank our sponsors real quick. 417 Lighting Specialist, Dr. Papagayo, Kobe, JBG Painting, and First National Bank. Have a great weekend. You're listening to the Fantasy Professionals.
Sci Sports has 26,000 square foot of air-conditioned multi-sport and event space with 8,000 square feet of new hard surface, perfect for volleyball, futsal, soccer, basketball, or Zumba, yoga, fitness classes, and more. Visit SciSportsCenter.com or call 839-1788.
Used pianos are 30 to 60% off now at Piano Craft. Choose from a huge selection of quality used pianos. All have been expertly serviced by Piano Craft's technicians and come with a 3-year warranty. Grand pianos from $14.99 and vertical pianos from $4.99. All major brands are included. Financing and delivery are available. These deals won't last long, so hurry in now. Check out the website, www.pianocraftonline.com. Piano Craft in the Brentwood South Center across from Battlefield Mall.
Tennis fans, the Springfield Lasers and World Team Tennis are back for their 21st action-packed season, July 31st through August 13th. Your hometown Lasers take to the court for 6 evening matches at the Cooper Tennis Complex. See players from Wimbledon and the French Open right here in Springfield, including 6'10" Lasers player John Isner, the #1 American male. Come see world-class professional tennis at its best with the Springfield Lasers. Tickets start at just $10. Call now 837-5800 or visit springfieldlasers.com.
Saturdays in the Garage from Advance Auto Parts.
You know, with an older car, you should be using Castrol GTX high mileage.
All right, car genius. Why's that?
Well, it helps extend the life of your engine and